Good morning, Heritage Church. Hope everyone is well today. I'm Bill Gupton, Senior Minister here at Heritage, starting out my 23rd year with you, and making a processional up the aisle is Laci Adams, our Director of Lifespan Faith Development, beginning her 4th year with us. So Laci and I will be leading the service today. I want to welcome those of you here in the room, in the sanctuary, and those of you on Zoom as well. Thanks for coming to Heritage on a beautiful summer morning, whether you're here in person or virtually. Particularly want to welcome any visitors or newcomers. I hope you have been warmly welcomed, and there is information in the lobby about our church and about our faith, and we invite you to take any of that that attracts your attention. We also invite you to sign the guest book that's out there in the lobby as well, and speak with one of our longtime members. There was a greeter. Who greeted? Is there a greeter? Who's the greeter? Bob Lamb will be happy to answer any questions you might have after the service. He probably greeted you on the way in the door. Everyone, you are invited to refreshments and conversation in the Great Hall right after the service. You'll go out the doors and hang a right into the Great Hall. Time for fellowship and community building. Hopefully you received, as you came in the door, a sheet of paper with the order of service on one side and some church announcements on the other side. We've got a lot of things going on at Heritage, so some of those announcements are printed on the back of your bulletin. Also, we're entering the time of year which is going to be very active and very busy. So I'd invite Terry Gateskill to come up and make one announcement, and then I have a couple more, and we'll be moving into worship very soon. Rewind a minute or two on that. I just want to say that I have an undiagnosed cardiac or a congenital cardiac issue that was not manifest till I was 18 and not properly diagnosed till I was in my 40s. So you never know. I also want to be sure to remind everyone of a highlight of our church year that's coming up in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks actually. Our In-Gathering Sunday, September 8th. That's the water ceremony. If you haven't already gathered some water from somewhere special to you, you've got 3 more weeks to do that. Please invite everyone to church on September 8th for our In-Gathering Sunday that sort of officially kicks off the church year, or unofficially kicks off the church year. Now I ask that everyone put your phones or other devices into worship mode. And as you're doing that, I'll invite Laci to come up and do our call to worship.
Right before I do the call to worship, I'm just going to give a correction to something that's in the announcements. It says that there is no RE on September 22nd in these announcements, but that is not true. We made some changes to the September schedule. So if you're reading the RE schedule, which stands for Religious Education, where it says, this is like the 4th line, Religious Education Schedule, it is incorrect here. There will be religious education on September 22nd. The kids will be jamming with Charlotte Laughlin that day. You don't really have to remember that, but if you're going to keep this, if you're trying to keep a piece of paper for the schedule, don't keep this one because it's wrong. Okay? All right. Now, our call to worship today is called A Renewed Hope for This World, written by Nathan Ryan. Be it real or a metaphor, whatever is in your backpack or your briefcase or your purse or whatever you might have brought into this sanctuary, whatever you are carrying that is keeping you distracted or caught up in shame or guilt or hopelessness, set it down. Leave it behind. If you need it, if you really need it, it will be there when we're done. But for this hour, let it go. Come into this place with an open heart. Come into this place with a soul that has remembered how to be tender again. Come into this place with a renewed hope for this world. Come into this place ready to build a world we've always been worthy of and have always dreamed of. Let us come into this place for worship. Thank you. Let us now stand for our opening hymn, 404, What Gift Can We Bring? The words will also be up on our screen. Let's join together. By this covenant we affirm. Love is the spirit of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humankind in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with each other and with God. All right, you may be seated. And to set the tone for the rest of our worship, there's no better way to set the tone than a little bit of Sesame Street.
For a big day. It's time to go back to school. B is for backpack. B makes the b sound. Let's see what else starts with the letter B. Whoa, bats! I haven't been in here for a while. Books, they start with the letter B. I'll need these to learn about bugs in my biology class. My basketball for the big game.
Oh, hey, Ben.
Wow, that's a big bunch of bananas. I need my bulldozer to put them in my backpack. These sacks give me energy to learn and play. And now for my class show and tell. Bonnie, my Brachiosaurus, the best pet ever. The bus. That's our ride. See you later. The letter B.
Whoa, the big fish is a mermaid.
All right. We have, you might notice that our Candles of Community is a little earlier in today's service than might be normal, but we did a little shifting so the backpack blessing would flow better. Candles are our time when we can come together as a community to share our joys and sorrows together. And it is a cherished tradition and custom here that we share them in community. That does not mean, however, if you are a first-time visitor, that you are barred from this practice. All of us, whether or not you've been here 100 times or 1,000 times, I'm trying to add in my head quickly, like 30 times 365 could be, which is a lot. Or if this is your very first time here. Our community is whoever is gathered here and anyone that we embrace along the way. So please, if you have a joy or sorrow, no matter how long you've been here or how old you are, you come forward. We're going to start with candles that were already submitted by email. And then we are going to ask people to line up on these two sides to come forward. You will want to speak your name into the microphone. Get close, okay? Like, it should feel a little uncomfortable when you're holding the microphone. That ensures that we can all hear you. Give your name and share your candle. Reverend Bill will light the candles for us. And then at the end, we will see if there are any candles on Zoom. So, our first candle today was submitted by email request. All right. Take a deep breath, everyone. Let's do that one more time. And we're going to light one last candle for all those joys and concerns that are on our hearts, but that are yet still unspoken. If candles is a custom that we do that looks in on ourselves and our community, sharing our abundance is a cherished custom that we have in which we look out into the world and see how we might share what we generously have here for our world. I'm going to invite Bill Lyons to come forward to tell us about our Sharing Our Abundance recipient this week.
Good morning. In the midst of tragedy, I think it's also helpful to lift up something that is wonderful that has been happening for 60 years. Interparish ministry. A collaborative effort of this congregation and many others in the area that continue to help the underserved. And some of the people in this room are volunteers for that organization. And for 20 years, this organization has been helping fund interparish ministry, both with canned goods and other things, and our resources during Sharing Our Abundance. But today, we are going to be donating to one specific program, which is their backpack program. And we've got a prop here. It's so great to have a prop here. Their backpack program, they fill those with basic necessities like pop-top, non-perishable goods, socks, a t-shirt, a blanket, and a tarp. And this is for folks who find themselves unhoused. And they meet them where they are with exactly what they need. As you think about how you'll contribute today, I want to share this testimonial from one of their clients. This is the nicest thing anyone has ever given me for as long as I can remember. For those of us who are fortunate, let us share our fortune. Let us share our abundance. We'll now receive the morning offering.
Sing along if you know the words. How would you like to swing on a star? Carry moonbeams home in a jar and be better off than you are? Or would you rather be a mule? A mule is an animal with long floppy ears. He kicks up at everything he hears. His back is brawny and his brain is weak. He's just plain stupid with a stubborn streak. And by the way, if you hate to go to school, you could grow up to be a mule. Or would you like to swing on a star? Carry moonbeams home in a a star. You could be better than you are. You could be swinging on a star.
The gifts we offer are many, including song, including our love for one another. Thank you for your generosity.
Now, this is a statement that you've most probably heard me say often, but it's worth repeating. As you use, we find inspiration in various places in the world, not just or not solely the written text. So I try, when we have all ages services, to offer inspiration that doesn't just come from the written word or the written word as spoken all by itself. So, and this is, I think, a novel and exciting way of being as people. You know, when you preach at a Christian church, the text is foretold. Especially if you are in a lectionary church, it's very foretold then. But here, inspiration can be found in our wide and wonderful world. And so our inspiration today comes from Harold and the Purple Crayon, the book, not the movie, though those both things exist now in the world. The book is about 60 years old, but it mostly holds up well. The movie is brand new. So let us hear Harold and the Purple Crayon.
Harold and the Purple Crayon by Crockett Johnson. One evening, after thinking it over for some time, Harold decided to go for a walk in the moonlight. There wasn't any moon, and Harold needed a moon for a walk in the moonlight. And he needed something to walk on. He made a long, straight path so he wouldn't get lost. And he set off on his walk, taking his big purple crayon with him. But he didn't seem to be getting anywhere on the long, straight path. So he left the path for a shortcut across a field, and the moon went with him. The shortcut led right to where Harold thought a forest ought to be. He didn't want to get lost in the woods, so he made a very small forest with just one tree in it. It turned out to be an apple tree. The apples would be very tasty, Harold thought, when they got red. So he put a frightening dragon under the tree to guard the apples. It was a terribly frightening dragon. It even frightened Harold. He backed away. His hand holding the purple crayon shook. Suddenly, he realized what was happening, but by then Harold was over his head in an ocean. He came up thinking fast, and in no time he was climbing aboard a trim little boat. He quickly set sail, and the moon sailed along with him. After he had sailed long enough, Harold made land without much trouble. He stepped ashore on the beach, wondering where he was. The sandy beach reminded Harold of picnics, and the thought of picnics made him hungry. So he laid out a nice, simple picnic lunch. There was nothing but pie! But there were all 9 kinds of pie that Harold liked best. When Harold finished his picnic, there was quite a lot left. He hated to see so much delicious pie go to waste. So Harold left a very hungry moose and a deserving porcupine to finish it up. And off he went, looking for a hill to climb, to see where he was. Harold knew that the higher up he went, the farther he could see, so he decided to make a hill into a mountain. If he went high enough, he thought, he could see the windows of his bedroom. He was tired, and he felt he ought to be getting to bed. He hoped he could see his bedroom window from the top of the mountain. But as he looked down over the other side, he slipped, and there wasn't any other side of the mountain. He was falling in thin air. But luckily, he kept his wits and his purple crayon. He made a balloon and he grabbed onto it. And he made a basket under the balloon big enough to stand in. He had a fine view from the balloon, but he couldn't see his window. He couldn't even see a house. So he made a house with windows. And he landed the balloon on the grass in the front yard. None of the windows was his window. He tried to think where his window ought to be. He made some more windows. He made a big building full of windows. He made lots of buildings full of windows. But none of the windows was his window. He couldn't think where it might be. He decided to ask a policeman. The policeman pointed the way Harold was going anyway, but Harold thanked him. And he walked along with the moon, wishing he was in his room and in bed. Then suddenly Harold remembered. He remembered where his bedroom window was when there was a moon. It was always right around the moon. And then Harold made his bed. He got in it, and he drew up the covers. The purple crayon dropped on the floor, and Harold dropped off to sleep. The end.
Ever seen a meerkat? They go boop. When they're excited by things, they pop out of little holes and they go boop. Okay, so, yeah. Kids, meerkat me. Look up, look, let me see you. All right, I am gonna ask you to do something very special right now. Now, this most probably applies for our younger kids more than our older kids, but you know, assess your own risk with what I'm about to ask over there, okay? I would like for you to put on your backpack, and I would like for you to stand in your chair. I would never ask you to stand on chairs, okay? We should never stand on chairs in church, except for right now when I'm explicitly asking you to do it, because I want for you to be able to look around. So, put on your backpack. If you assess that that's a reasonable decision, stand on a chair. Otherwise, you can just stand up. Some of our older kids are most probably tall enough to look around without needing the chair. Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, there we go. Good job. Yep. Now be supported by whoever's around you. I want you to look around. Really look around. Look at other people's faces, okay? You know many of these adults, the other people sitting in the chairs around you, but you don't know all of them. But I want you to know as you look around at these people and you look at their faces, these people love you, and they know you, and they want to know you, and that they are here for you as you start school or any other adventure that you might have. These people are here to love and care for you. So know that they will be here for you when you're on the school bus, when you're walking to school, when you're on the playground or in your classroom. They will be here for you, loving you and cheering you on. Okay, so adults, let's love and cheer them on. Right. Now, I need you to very carefully get off of your chair and come forward. Crosley, can you grab that backpack right there? All right. All right, first things first. Adults. I'm going to invite you into an interesting experience where you are going to be able to have an experience that our kids often have in worship, and that is that the setup is not exactly perfect for you, but we're working it out together, okay? So today's reflection, we're actually going to do, that's the word that we use to talk about the sermon part. I am actually going to do from here with our kids. If you need, there's me up there, just in case seeing me on the floor doesn't quite work. But we're going to do the reflection here together, okay? Now, when you leave, okay, like once the reflection is done, I'm actually going to ask you to, we're going to do, I'm going to give you a little tag, I'm going to say a few words to you, and then we're going to leave your backpacks here for the blessing, because we're going to do the actual blessing part with you in your seat, okay? And then after worship, you'll come back and get whatever your items to be blessed are, okay? If they're small or fragile, leave them carefully on the altar, okay? All right. So, what would you say if I told you that this backpack was full of superpowers? Who believes me? Yes? No? Maybe? Yes? You believe me? All right. Look, Romeo believes me. All right. All of our backpacks are full of different kinds of superpowers, okay? Because we have superpowers, and the things that we use help us have superpowers. So, before we look at what's in the backpack, does anyone ever watch Dora the Explorer? Okay. Dora also has a backpack full of tools, which help her use her superpowers. So, before we look into my backpack, let's look at Dora's backpack for a second.
Asun! Stop! What's the matter? The tunnel is dark. Yeah, we won't be able to see where we're going. Oh, yeah. So, what do we do? Maybe I have something in my backpack that can help us see in the dark. I need your help. Will you check my backpack to find something that will help us see in the dark? You have to say backpack. Say backpack, say backpack. Backpack, 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 backpack. On the backpack loaded up with things and knickknacks too. Anything that you might need, I got inside for you. Backpack, 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 backpack. Yeah! I have lots of stuff, but Dora needs to find something to help her see in the dark. Will this help Dora see in the dark? Will this help Dora see in the dark? Will this help Dora see in the dark? It will? A flashlight will help Dora see in the dark. You're good at this. Yum, 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 yum. Delicioso. Gracias.
So, as you pack your bags for your first days of school or whatever new adventures you might have, you put things in it that you think you're going to use. These are tools, okay? These are tools that we're going to use that help us meet the need of whatever experience we're having. One of the things that tools do for us is they actually help us feel less anxiety. They make us feel more ready. They help us get ready for something that might be new. Because new things come with some big feelings sometimes, right? Doing anything new, even if it's something you're super excited about, can also make you feel maybe a little sad for whatever you were doing before. Maybe a little excited so that it's hard to concentrate. Maybe a little fearful because you don't exactly know what's happening. So having tools in our backpacks are ways that we can get ready for things that are new. Now, some tools are actual tools, right? Let's see. Like crayons. Does anyone have crayons in their backpack? No?
I only have my stuff to sleep and things.
Oh, yeah. Those are actually important things to have, too. Only things to change. All right, so crayons are a way that we can think about. They remind us of our superpower of creation, okay? Crayons are one way that we can be reminded that we have the power to make new things. We can create things. We can create beautiful things. And that's all of us. Some of us are amazing artists, like Noah. Some of us, like me, can't really draw anything at all. But we all have the power to create things and to express ourselves through art and creation. Because it's not about being great at something, it's about how it makes us feel when we do it. And creating and coloring and making new things, creating art, that makes us feel like that makes us feel powerful and good and expressing, and it makes us feel like we're connecting with some part of ourselves that has a vision for what we want to do or be in a moment. Okay, crayons. Let's see, what else? I have a book in my bag. Jacqueline Woodson's Remember Us. This is actually a book of poetry, which my wife has been trying to get me to read for a long time. But I don't really love reading poems. But I keep it with me because sometimes we know that we could enjoy something and we want to try something new. So that's what this book reminds me of. Sometimes we try new experiences even when we think that they might not be the perfect experience for us. Like for me, I don't love reading poetry, but I'm going to try it. And I'm going to keep this tool on hand so that I can keep trying things that are new, even if I think I might not be great at them. You know, for a lot of my life, I would not do things that I didn't know I was great at. And that felt good in a way, because I was always good at everything I did. But that makes for a very tiny world, to just do the things you're good at. Sometimes you have to try something new. You have to do a new experience. You have to do a new activity to see if you're good at it. If you don't try something, you'll never know if you're good at it or not. If you never try something, you'll never know if you're going to enjoy something or not. So sometimes we try new experiences, and they're winners, or sometimes they're not, but that's okay. All right, here we go. Oh, what is this? What does this remind you of?
Glue?
It does look like glue from beneath, but what about from above? Candles. What does this remind you of?
Fire. It's for fire.
It is for, they look a little like the candles we have here. This is a reminder of community to me, that our joys and our sorrows, they happen in this community, and that this is a community that's going to love and care for me in my joys and in my sorrows. They'll be here to help support me when things are hard. That's true for all of you. And they'll be here to celebrate whenever things are great. That's also true for all of you. All right, what else? Do I know what this is? This is part of a domino run.
Oh, it's a ring.
Sounds,
Like a ring.
it seems like a ring, yep. This is a reminder of the superpower of building. That sometimes we can build things, both physical things, we can make things, that together, on our own and together, we can make new things. We can build domino runs or play structures or forts, but we can also make things that aren't physical, right? We can make music together. We can make jokes together. We can make joy and fun together. But building is always best when done with someone else. Like we can build on our own, and that's cool, but when you build with someone else, your potential for it to be bigger, higher, taller, more connected grows and grows as more people are involved. So does the work, though. The more people are involved, the more we have to work to talk to people, to connect with them, to imagine what they might need. The work of being with people, it's hard work, but it's good work.
That looks like a keychain.
It does look like a keychain. This part looks like a keychain. What does this part look like?
It looks looks like a decorating thing.
Yes, it does look like a decorating thing. This is a reminder of how we are each unique in our own right, that there is something about us that is special, and that when we learn to value what is special about us and say that out loud, then we have the ability to give to the world us, a unique version of us. But then when all of those us's get put together, it's something even more beautiful. That this thing needs lots of different people, lots of different us's, and lots of different ways of being in the world. The more ways that there are together, the more beautiful it makes. Now, what's that?
Glue.
Glue.
Mine's blue glue.
The tip is blue, yes.
And the bottom is blue.
Yes.
Like,
And the sticker part is blue. I think the glue itself is most probably white. All right. Glue reminds us of the superpower of keeping things together, of bringing things together. And,
strong glue.
you know, it's most probably a little strong, but most probably not the strongest glue there is, because this is meant for you to use. And what we would not want is for you to use this glue at school, it dry quickly, which is what it says here, quick dry, and then you be stuck on something. Though it does say permanent bond, okay? So that means it's supposed to last. But there are most probably stronger kinds of glue. And there are most probably other kinds of glue for different purposes. Like there's special glue if you're going to glue wood together. That's not that kind of glue. But in this community, the thing that bonds us together, the things that is our glue, is love and the values that we share together. So glue is a reminder of how we connect with each other and how we connect in a way that's strong. Yes, that is a lot of things. And in a way that is strong and permanent and lasting. That's what glue reminds us of. Now, I have one more thing in here. Well, I have a few more things in here, but they're the same things. Now, what is this? It is a life vest, yes.
Does that fit your baby?
This actually fits Benny. This is Benny's. There is one in here also for the baby. This one is made for the baby. It's a hand-me-down, but it's made for the baby. Now, the life vest reminds us of two things, okay? A, it reminds us of having memories, right? As fall starts, there's going to be less maybe swimming. We might not be as likely to go and swim in an ocean or a pool as the weather starts to get cooler. But we still have memories of that. Our memories are an important superpower as well, because they remind us of times where we felt joy. They remind us of times where we went and we saw the world, where we experienced some aspect of the world. Our memories of people and places are an important superpower because they connect us to our experiences, and they remind us of what we did and do and what matters to us. Now, they also remind us of fun, and fun is a superpower, okay? Play is a superpower. Our ability to play, to really play with one another and with ourselves, it fuels our imagination. It's great for our body. Play is one of the best ways that we can work out our own feelings and connect with other people. Play is underrated. So you all get this, young people especially have the superpower of play. Your lives are, especially when you're younger, structured so that you have a lot of play. Now, the adults in the room, as they get older and older and older, they have less opportunities to play. Now, this is especially important, though, because playing is good for them just like it is for you. We all have the same benefits from play, and it actually helps our mind process information and organize itself. So when we play as adults and when you play as youth or kids, they're all the same benefits for play. The adults just have less chances. So you all can do this beautiful thing where you can invite the people in your lives, the adults and the older people in your lives, to play with you. That is a way in which you can help them have something that they really, really need and that they might not always know how to get. So your superpower of play is an invitation for those around you to play as well and to get all the amazing benefits from that. Now, all of these things help us do new things. And part of the interesting thing about new things is they help us imagine new things. The more new things you do, the more you are able to imagine new things. The more new experiences you have, the more likely you are to think about new things in new ways. And that also means if you eat new foods, that will change the way food is in your mouth. The more new experiences that you have, the more new things you can do. So you should leap into new things as much as you can, knowing that you have a bunch of tools in your backpack and in this community to try those new things. Yes? Okay. I'm going to put the mic down for a second. We're going to put all of these things back in my backpack, and then we're going to put tags on your backpacks and leave them here for the blessing part, okay? Just for a little. Put Molly's back in there. She's got this big bib thing to make sure her head stays up in the water. Crazy design. All right, here we go. Everything back in. All right. It is a lot of things because we need a lot of tools for the world. All right. Noah, could you help me? Would you be willing to put tags on everyone's backpacks and items? All right. Now, as Noah here, come here. As each of you gets a tag, come here. I want you to stand in front of me. Let's stand up. Line up. Okay. All right. Ready? Okay. Here we go. Look at me. Mari, this school year, I want you to be curious and kind and know that you are loved and cared for. Yes? Okay, get your backpack. And then grab your tag, but leave your backpack. All right. There you go. Here, you take your backpack off and let Noah help you. Come this way, okay? Hi, come here, Crosley. Hi, Crosley. This school year, I want you to be curious and kind. Know that you are brave and strong. You are loved and cared for here, okay? All right, here we go. Come this way. There you go. Now, there we go. You can just put them right there. All right, Sage, come here. Hi, Sage. You can go to your mom, yes. Hi, Sage. This school year, I want you to be curious and kind, brave and strong, and know that you are loved and cared for here. Okay? There we go. All right, now I need to stand up. I know, it's gonna feel awkward, but that's okay. Awkward is a good experience too, all right? Romeo, this school year, I want you to be brave and strong, curious and kind, and know that you are loved and cared for here. All right. And now you get to be last, which most probably makes it even more awkward. Okay. Kyan, this school year, I want you to be curious and kind, brave and strong, and know that you are loved and cared for here. Okay. All right. All right. Was that? We're having technical issues. All right. Adults, do you have anything that you want blessed? Because I know we made an open invitation that if you have items relative to a new year or a new beginning, to bring them forward. That was a true invitation. Do you have an item you would like to have blessed? If so, bring them forward. There we go. All right. Why don't we put all the items to be blessed here? There we go. Oh. All right. All right. We're getting creative up here. There's like hole punches that are getting tags, all sorts of things. It's great. right. Good job. All right. Here we go. All right, we're going to bless all the objects together, but we're going to give you a tag so that you can remember it, okay? I will give you a tag. There we go. There we go. I will hand you the tag so that you can figure out the best way to utilize it. How's that sound? There we go. All right. All right. Go ahead and put our items to be blessed there. I will give you tags, and then you can come back and get them after we bless the items all together. Here we go. All right, just put them there. Good job. There we go. You get a tag. You get a tag. Go ahead and just put your items there. All right. Now, here we go. Okay. We're going to bless these items that have been brought to us that represent the transitions, new experiences, and new adventures of our community. A blessing is something that you receive, and then you can choose what to do with that gift once you have received it, whether or not you want to take it in and take it to heart, or whether or not you will receive it and lay it down, and not that if it is not the blessing you need in that moment. So, but as I say the blessing, I want for you to imagine that these words are dancing and floating. They are fluttering around like butterflies in our midst. And as you receive the blessing, that butterfly lands on you and on the objects here to be blessed. If you want to take that blessing to heart, if you would like to receive it, take that butterfly into your heart. If not, you can let it flutter on to the next thing or the next place or in the next moment. May we each receive this blessing, and may these items be blessed. Spirit of love and life, be with our children as they journey from us, and be with each of us as we journey into new things. Fill our hearts with courage and hope. Help us to tell the truth about who we are and all that we see. Help us to listen in a way that lets us open our hearts and prepare to encounter the world around us. For those backpacks that have not yet been taken up, or for the objects of newness that we have yet to bless, let us be reminded that there are always new things, new blessings, new needs to be met. And help us reach out using our minds and hearts and bodies, trusting our wise and growing hearts to truly make our classrooms and our workplaces, our homes and our communities safe and nurturing places for all. Spirit of life and love, fill us all with courage and help us to know the love of this community and the love of the world. May it be so. Amen. All right. No.
So now I want us to offer a special blessing to Laci. The symbolism and the moment, step in front of the altar there if you would, seem perfect for doing this. This is kind of me. I want you to be able to tell your own story, Laci, but I'm sharing with the folks here that you are about to embark on course of study and a journey that will lead you to the ultimate destination of becoming a Unitarian Universalist minister, and that we are here with you on that journey, and we want to bless you on that path. I have here a chalice that was made by our children. See, there's a little heart there in the chalice because, you know, love is the spirit of this church. I'm going to light that candle, then I'm going to let you hold it, and what'd you do with the prayer? Is the prayer written down here? Most of it. Where is it?
Which one?
The one you just did.
This is here.
Spirit. Okay. And it goes over to there? Okay. So, meerkat me. Laci, we love you. We bless you on the journey that you continue toward Unitarian Universalist ministry. We feel and know in our hearts that you're already a Unitarian Universalist minister, but you know the powers that be have to come to that realization as well. So I offer you this prayer, and I invite the congregation to pray with me. Spirit of life and of love, be with Laci as she embarks on this journey. Fill her heart with courage. Help her to tell her truth, to be true to who she is throughout this path. Help us to listen to her, to encourage her, to learn with her and grow with her. May she trust our wise and growing hearts. May her heart also be growing and wise. May she carry with her the flame that is in this chalice, the flame that is the love of this church, as we together grow in love and ministry. Amen.
Thank you. In honor of our time, we are not going to do the active imagination meditation, but when the service is posted on the website, it should include it. So please find your way to it, because it is worth doing if you are looking for a meditation practice.
As we continue to meditate on this image, our imagination will cause this image to grow. For instance, you might see other related images, or the image that you're holding in your mind might begin to play out like a movie or a dream. Perhaps you might hear sounds and experience other things. Allow all of this to occur, allowing the imagination to take over as we observe any images, sounds, or dreamlike states that present itself via the imagination. And it is completely okay if you momentarily get lost in this dream-like state. And this is the third stage of this meditation. Again, feel free to pause or follow me into the fourth stage of active imagination. I shall recap what we have done so far so that you know how to practice. We have done mindful breathing to relax the mind. We have chosen an image from a dream or from our subconscious. We have meditated on that image, and then we have allowed our imagination to take over so that our image becomes more of a movie, and we experience sounds and other things related to this imaginary scene. Now we engage with this imaginary scene. Feel free to engage with this scene however you feel fit. For instance, if your mental image involves people or other characters, you may talk to them. Perhaps ask them questions and listen to their responses. And what we are doing is engaging with our imaginary scene and trying to listen to any messages or any lessons that our subconscious is presenting to us. And now I shall be quiet for a few minutes to allow you to do this. But first let me recap. Lightly hold your mental image, the image from your subconscious, in your mind. Allow your imagination to develop that image, and then feel free to explore and to engage with the image in any way that you see fit. We have now done the 4 stages of active imagination. I have gone through this quite quickly, and so if you like, again, you may wind back to the beginning and repeat the whole process, or pause here and continue to practice. When you are ready, slowly open your eyes.
Let us, Sherry, in honor of the time, let's just do, how many verses would you like to do, just to be a little briefer? 2, okay. 2. Perfect, let's do 2. We're going to do 2, the first 2 verses. All right, so let's stand and sing. Now that we are all still standing, let us circle up for our benediction. All right. All right. May the Spirit of life, which each of us possesses, flow from one to the other. Oh. May it stay with us and bring us peace and harmony until we are together again. Amen. I made that last part up.